Hello, everybody. Gary Laubach, and it's not Mike Joseph because we are behind the mic for basketball. The basketball season is coming right up for the women. November 7th, they will open at Syracuse. Are you going to help coach? I mean, it's right at home.
It's literally 3/4 of a mile from my house. Felicia Leggett has got the program resurrected. What a way to open up. The Carrier Dome, now it's the JMA Dome, is a great place to play. Great environment early on for the women.
Well, I was hoping you'd be coaching for Syracuse, but that's a totally different story. All right, we look at the women. They have 9 players back. That's certainly good news. So Kia Damon Olsen has plenty of people to work with, plenty of experience. She loses Jess Booth. That's a big loss, but Jess missed almost the entire last half of the season last year, so they have indeed played without her.
They have, and not only without Jess Booth, they've played without a lot of people last year. I mean, there were times during the season last year when Coach Damon Olsen had 6 players suited up for a game. So to say we've got a lot of people returning, that's the plus side of it. The fact that the cohesion, I mean, it's almost like starting over. The good news this year is when we talked to Coach Kia Damon Olsen, she's been able to simulate more game situations with her top 8, top 9 players, and that was tough to do last year. How do you practice with 6 healthy players? So I think we'll see more fluidity. I think we'll see obviously better depth, and I had a chance to watch them play already in an exhibition game, and I like what I saw.
Their problems last year really centered around scoring and in essence defending at times. So John, do they have a good scorer? We know Abby can score. Abby Antignoli is certainly back. Michaela Andrews, Hallie Smith, Kylie Favors, Sauda Najinayagizi, Kay Donahue, Kayla Drummond. All of these people are capable of putting points on the board. Emma Shields out a lot last year because of injury. Anaya Matthews. There's a lot of potential points there. Will we see a lot of points?
Well, I think to the coaching staff's philosophy, a lot of positionless players. Now, they've got Kayla Drummond back in the center, and I like Bryn Befford, the freshman, who's not really tall, Gary, but she uses her size well in the post. But you're going to see 4 perimeter people, and you mentioned the names. All of those kids can catch and shoot. The issue that I saw is that as Kia Damon Olsen blends this group of people together who didn't have a chance to play a whole lot together last year, the movement is good. Understanding where and when the shots are coming from, that's the key. And if she can free these perimeter kids up for shots, it's going to make life a lot easier. They can shoot it. Najinayagizi, Kylie Favors. Michaela Andrews is one of the better all-around players. Of course, Abby is the engine that makes it all go. And then, Kay Donahue off the bench. They've Hallie Smith. They've got kids that can shoot the basketball. Understanding where and when those shots are coming from will be the key for this team.
Yeah, I felt last year, too, there was maybe a lack of confidence by the various players. Jess wanted to take charge. She was gone, and nobody wanted to step in and take that role. Abby's certainly capable of taking charge, but she can't do it by herself.
Yeah, exactly right. To your point, too, Gary, I saw one sequence that really spoke volumes to that point. And Kylie Favors came off a screen. The play was well-designed, well-conceived, and she simply passed up the shot. And I saw my eyes went immediately to Coach Damon Olsen. She's going, what do we practice it for? And so I think that'll all come together with time. I'm excited about the depth. I'm excited about the fact that they've got kids that can play offense. The thing we haven't talked about is their defense, Gary, and I think their defense is going to be outstanding. The one issue is going to be defending a big post, and the women's side of the league has a number of really good low post players.
Yeah, Lafayette finds himself picked to finish 8th in the Patriot League. At the top is Holy Cross, followed by Boston, Colgate, Lehigh, American, Bucknell, Army. Then Lafayette's in the mix, and then Loyola and Navy are at the bottom. And it'd be kind of hard to argue early on with that list.
Well, Holy Cross, of course, Coach McGarrity's daughter, Megan McGarrity, is up there now, and she's doing a terrific job. They've got virtually everybody back as well. Obviously, Lindsey Berger is one, but they also have one of the players of the year up there. But Emily Johns and Weimar at Boston University. Every team seems to have that go-to player. we've got a kind of a go-to player in Abby Antignoli, but as a point guard, she has to do a lot of things. So it will be interesting. I think it's clearly that Boston University and Holy Cross will be battling it out. That's what the preseason prognosticators say. But Lafayette's a bit of an unknown, Gary, just because we haven't seen a lot of these players in a full season playing together.
Speaking of players we haven't seen, John, you've already mentioned Bryn Beifert, Grace Montgomery, Tasha Chudy, and Teresa Kiewet. Those are the freshmen. Have you had an opportunity to get a feel for how they will fit in?
I mentioned Beifert, and I think she's going to probably be the first big off the bench. Kiewit is the second player off the bench. She's got good size as a guard. I saw her shooting the ball. She's one of those, positionless players. She's kind of a 1.5 or a 2 guard, but she knows how to play. I think the fact that we have all of those players we mentioned before at that position, it's going to take time for the rest of the freshmen to earn their way, which isn't a bad thing. If the upperclassmen can carve out their niche and establish themselves, it's going to allow time for freshmen to grow at a comfortable rate. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Beifert, again, Gary, I really like her movement in the low post. She's an unheralded player. She's not overly athletic, but she uses her size well. She creates a presence in there, and she has a knack for finishing plays. So I really think that as the season goes on, we're going to see a lot more from that freshman. She's the one freshman to keep an eye on.
Yeah, in high school she averaged 19 points a ball game and 15.3 rebounds per game and shot 66%. Be great to see those kind of numbers during the regular season. Lafayette opens against Syracuse next Tuesday on the 7th. Then it's Marist, Rutgers, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, by the way, will come to Easton next year. We're all excited about that. And then Monmouth. And then we're going to kind of get ourselves ready for the Patriot League.
Yeah, Notre Dame owes us that one, and let's hope that the women don't talk to the men who played here in 1988, because the last time any Notre Dame team came here, well, we all know what happened.
The over-under was how long it would take John to mention that. All right, the women, we wish them the very best. We'll be with them for all of their home games. So we thank you for watching Behind the Mic. Get ready for some basketball.